Monte.
I'm Clay Wiggins. Nice to meet you.
Monte, nice to meet you. Oh.
Maria. Nice to meet you too.
So I noticed you're doing a lot of stretching. Is that because you've absolutely got to be limber out there?
Yes, sir. I try to be as limber as I can out there. It's bareback riding is one of the most physical, demanding events there is. So I try to be as limber as I can.
So you're bareback broncs,
barebacks,
right?
yep.
Okay. I know just a little bit about rodeo.
Okay.
I know barebacks are the horses and they're meaner than the devil.
Yes, sir.
So is all you compete in is the bareback?
Yes, sir. I ride bulls too in high school.
Why'd you stop doing the?
I was winning more money in the bareback ride, and I feel like I had more of a future in bareback riding.
So is there more money in barebacks versus bull?
No, there's way more in the bull riding, especially with the PBR and stuff. There's a lot of money in the bull riding, but my riding percentage was better in the bareback riding than the bull riding.
So do you do research on the?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I looked up my horse, and she's supposed to be pretty nice and have a chance to win the rodeo. So.
Okay. So do you look up and see if they're more of a right turn or a left turn, or if they like the hop coming out of the chute?
If they're gonna hop, or if they're gonna be strong and kick hard, if they have any kind of moves, left, right in them, or if they're just gonna go straight and jump kick.
So ultimately, though, you want one that's gonna just kick like fire to get your points up there.
Yep. Yeah, kick the lights off and jump about this high in the air. That's the 100-point bareback ride. That's what everybody's dreaming.
So, is yours a good horse this time?
Yep.
She got a little attitude with her?
Yeah. She should be good. I talked to quite a few guys about her and said that she should be good. So.
Okay, cool beans.
Yes, sir.
Brother, I appreciate it.
I bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you explain the flank strap for him?
Yep. So this just goes on the back side of the horse, and it just buckles like this. Just sheepskin. It's just like putting a belt on. Once 8 seconds go, the pickup man come and flip it, it falls on the ground.
Now, are those different for bulls and?
Yeah, so these are horse flanks for
Okay.
the bucking horses, and then the bull flanks are a real soft cotton. Take one for every horse, so they don't get reused, because if they get sweated, then it's a lot better for. So every horse gets their own flank.
Real explain the purpose of them, like why you use the flank strap.
Oh, it's just it helps the horse buck. The horses are bred to buck, and well, this just kind of helps them, and it's not tight. It's just snug, and they're just trying to kick it off.
So all of y'all that are looking at this, I want y'all to look at that real close. That is not meant to hurt the horse to make him kick. It's nice, it's soft, it's not hurting him, it's just on there.
100% fleece or sheep wool, and it's all padded.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
My first question is it derogatory to refer to a rodeo entertainer as a rodeo clown?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You know, clowns were, they stole the circus came through town, and rodeo people stole the idea from the circus, so we're just following tradition. It's really why we wear makeup.
Okay.
When they would do the elephant, and then the guy out of the cannon, the clown would buy time. So they told the guys that were working the rodeo, hey, dress like a clown and do what he's doing. Kill some time. Our rodeos are boring. So over time, it kind of became a thing. Yeah, it's a really interesting life. I mean, the guys that did it before, it was one guy did everything. They would entertain you. They would fight bulls. They would be in the barrel some, and they had trick animals. They had so much, and now the disciplines have kind of spread out. So we have bullfighters who are here to step between the bull and the rider, and then me, I'm in the barrel and I do comedy. Mine's more shifted toward the audience having a good time,
Okay.
and theirs is shifted a little more toward protection.
For those of y'all that are like us, there are two different ones. There's the guys that do the comedy in the barrel, and then there are the ones that get in between the bulls. So
That's right.
Let's talk the physical requirements of your job.
Right.
I'm assuming you have a workout regimen, you have to stay pretty fit.
Man, like you really could do my job honestly without it, because it's up to the guy entertaining how he entertains, you know, like if a guy is older, like Liesl Harris went into, I think, the 80s. So my point being, like, he could go a different pace and do more verbal comedy and slower movements. I'm more dancing and happy and exciting kind of, so I do a lot more stretching than anything else, just because I don't like to work out, but I like to feel good. So
Yeah.
I can stretch and do push-ups or something, little body weight stuff, but I'm not by any means, I'm not some big fitness guru. And then there's guys that are bigger dudes. I mean, not picking or poking at them, but it's funnier, you know, like they kind of do the chubby guy thing. And Chris Farley, right?
Yeah.
Next to Adam Sandler, you know, they have two different styles of comedy. That's how I look at
Do
it.
you script your own stuff? Does somebody help you? Or?
I do it all myself. And so, like, For me, I do a lot of off the hip things. So tonight I'm doing something that I've never done. We have a sponsor in town that's giving something away, so I'm going to create a game just for them, particularly tonight. Kind of go down swinging. Sometimes it's not the best because you didn't get a chance to try it. A lot of the humor that I do is I joke with people that are here in the audience live. I do have some skits and things that I do that I can rely on. So like if I know there's going to be a 3-minute break, then I sometimes will go with something I've done before. But typically I like the thrill of, coming up with something on the spot. I compare myself to like what a radio DJ used to be like on a morning show, when that was the really big thing and they were a personality. That's sort of what I do. There's music and people are here to listen to the music, but in between you really enjoyed the fun things that the radio DJ did. That's exactly what I'm here for. This rodeo is going to happen and it could be great without me. It's just like the music's great on that station, but there are times where things fall apart and my job is to just slide in there and not let you realize there's been any problem.
You're a soft transition between things going on.
Yeah, I can show you here. This might be interesting for you. This is the mutton busting list, all the sheep riding kids, but this is the run of show. So every blue line is something I know I have to do. So at 6:45, we're going to do a little pre-show thing for kids, stick horse race. But then later on down here, they have a place for me to do an act. I'm actually switching with someone, so around 8:28, I should do an act, which is just me. And it's not a natural break in the show. It's one we're causing for me to do something for that sponsor. Okay. All the blue lines are places I know I need to work, and then I'll work throughout the show.
Did you go to theater school, or is there an entertainer school that y'all go to, or is this all on-the-job training?
Yeah, it's just sort of on-the-job training. There's 101 people who bought their PRCA card as a barrelman or entertainer like me last year, and something like 40 guys didn't even work one rodeo. They're just older people, I'm assuming, that have their card and want to keep paying for it, but they don't care to travel and do all that any longer. So there's not a lot of guys doing it. So I don't know what that says. I guess I'm answering your question with a question. It's like on-the-job training, maybe he needs new brakes. On-the-job training.
Well, it's a Ram. They all squeak.
I'm not getting into that. But on-the-job training is kind of hard to do because, like a bull rider or a bullfighter, when they get hurt, they have to mentally overcome the injury and come back. People don't realize it, but it's the same for us. If I try something that I think is going to be great and it's not funny and there's 8,000 people and you just have you just walk off, it hurts. It's very embarrassing. So I try to explain that to people, but it must say something about my profession because there's not a lot of people, young people, coming up and deciding to go my path. They all want to be bullfighters or bull riders. I started out, I've only done this. Wasn't a bull rider or any of that. I've only done that. I'm 42, been doing it since high school, so 24 years. So I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, there's times where I'm with my family more than a 9-to-5 guy would be because they eat breakfast together and then dinner, and then the whole 16-hour day is gone. But we homeschool, so when I'm with them, the times that we are together, whether it's on the road or at home, it's pretty quality.
Well, I appreciate it. I know you got to get ready for stuff.
I got 6:45. I got to be out there. I don't even know what time it is now. Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And
no problem, guys.
We're excited to watch you entertain.
High five. It'll be fun.
Can I pet him?
Oh, yeah. That's Jaja. Jaja, she is so kind. She mostly loves her head rubbed. And she's the pretty one. She's the pretty one. He's the old one. This one, he's been playing the game for 10 years, and now my nieces are 5 and 4, and they get to ride him. But I rode him at Monticello this morning, but he's probably about to get the reins handed to my nieces. Yeah, and then the paint. I figure if she is going to be a paint in the rodeos, there's not lots of paints, right? So if she's going to be a paint, she better be a good one.
So when you say paint, you mean the white splotches on the side?
Yep. And this one's name is Ember.
Oh, she's pretty.
She's very kind.
Don't sneak up and bite me.
Yeah. And then the two greys. He's more timid, and she's so gritty. Like, she's got a dragon personality, and he's super timid, scared of everything. That's the one I'll run tonight. But they're full siblings. But they're totally different.
How did you get into barrel racing?
I just loved it since I was a kid. Like, love it. Running soup cans on the ground. I don't even know. Just love it.
I love watching. I mean, seriously, when y'all make that last turn around the barrels and you make that beeline for the exit or whatever it is, I honestly don't see how your head is not jammed into your spine.
Just into the ear. Just
It
ride.
looks painful.
Yeah.
Does it hurt as bad as it looks?
No, you gotta have. That's why you gotta go to the chiropractor. You gotta be real flexible in the hip. Do you like be like a jockey and aerodynamic? So just.
But it looks like y'all are bouncing off the saddle.
Some people are. Some people are.
So how do you? We were at Bryce Canyon when our horses would trot. Even though our feet were in the stirrups and holding us up, it still would come up, and I mean it frickin' hurt.
Yeah.
And I see y'all on these things, and it looks like your backsides are making contact with that side.
Sometimes.
But the goal is not to do that.
Yep, flow. You just want to be one. You want to be together.
It looks like y'all get beat senseless on that thing.
Well, you got to spend lots of hours riding and lots of thighs.
Okay.
But the point is to kind of be in motion with them, going the same.
Not moving in opposite directions.
Yeah, and usually if you hit, it's because you're out of time. But they are big, strong, so when they leave and you get throttled back, like lots of cord, stay forward.
Well, and that brings up another point. I mean, do you do conditioning or workouts? And
Try to.
I know the bronc rider we talked to, the bareback rider, he was saying he focused a ton on his core, that core and stretching.
Yep, because when they leave, I mean, it just throws you right back. So, yeah, lots of stretching too. Yeah, and especially when you're driving so much, you're always sitting still. So much driving.
So y'all trailer your horses to and from all the different events, and you attend how many events a year?
Myself, I made 292 competitive runs last year.
Do you do anything other than barrel race? Do you do breakaway or?
I'm
Nothing
an
but
addict.
nothing but barrel racing.
Very one-track mind, tunnel vision.
How long does it take to train one to
Long time.
go around the barrels? Because that can't be easy.
Probably like most of these horses I got as 3-year-olds, and then you put them on the pattern as 3-year-olds and get them ready to go as 4-year-olds, and then enter them as 5-year-olds. And then like the one on the end, Jaja, she's 6, but she's not been to the rodeos, and that's another level of. So the fraternities pay a lot of money, and so you get them ready for the fraternities because they pay so good.
The what?
Fraternities.
What is that?
For 4 and 5-year-olds.
Okay.
So only for 4 and 5-year-olds. And there's a big one in Montrose next weekend, 100,000 added in the fraternities. So there's a lot of money in the fraternities, and it's only for 4 and 5-year-olds.
Is that because they're so green, or?
So they only compete against each other, and then makes them worth a lot as rodeo horses if they're successful as fraternity horses.
So when they get to be 6 years old, they ought to know what they're doing, be fairly well trained.
Yep.
And
Or they flunk.
Or they're out. There's no 7th year to give them a shot. Is there an advantage to having a bigger horse versus a smaller horse? Are they more nimble, more powerful, quicker?
Depends where you are. Like Monticello, the ground was pretty hard and shallow.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanted something that wouldn't really bury up and use a lot of power because there was not any traction. And like here, it's a big standard pattern, so it's 90 feet between the first to the second and 100 to the third. So you want something that can really run a longer distance as compared to a small indoor arena.
Does the distance of the barrels change based on the arena?
Yep.
So they really have to be able to adapt for
Any kind of anything. Yep.
I didn't know that either.
Yep. So small pin horses, outside pin horses. This gate is really centered to be more helpful to go right, because to go to the left barrel you have to travel a long way. So every step costs you, every stride is about 1/10 of a second. And when you don't get paid by 3/10, you have to take as short of a as you can. So it's more advantageous to go to the right barrel first because it's a straighter shot to the right.
Y'all get the option to which barrel you hit first, but you have to hit all 3 of them without knocking them over.
Yep.
Are these horses bred to do this, or are they
Yes.
literally
Well,
trained?
These horses are bred to be race horses. They both ran on the racetrack, so they're bred to run. But it's so crazy because they're bred to run, but they have a lot of turn in them, natural turn. The mom must have put it in them. And then some of them are bred to be barrel horses, and so there's a lot of money in the barrel racing industry because we have barrel horse incentives.
Is a cow horse the same as a saddle horse?
Version. They're different versions.
Within saddle horses, there's barrel horses, there's tie-down roping horses, there's
Calf
team
I got
horses.
you.
Yep.
If you haven't noticed by now, I am not afraid to ask a stupid question. So,
Oh, no, there's no stupid questions. It's all good.
because you never see this on TV.
Right.
What you see is y'all glitzed up and glamored up, lights going, and then boom, this four-legged horse comes out like a bolt of lightning, and it's just an amazing thing, and then you disappear 8 seconds later. And as a finely tuned professional athlete, you think the Ram is a better truck than the Ford, right?
I have never driven one, but you know what I like about the Ford? The Ford has those buttons on the outside, and I can keep my dog in there and lock it from the outside and walk away.